Hi guys, ArchieLuxury channel, and today I want to talk about poverty porn. And this is, no, it's not what you think it is. It's not trailer park. It's not a trailer park film. No. What poverty porn is, it's about people who are struggling to survive. It's about people who are facing poverty, and I gotta tell you guys, I myself, my lease on my house, in case you guys don't remember, what's happened is when I got divorced from the last wife, I had a bit of equity in the home, and instead of actually selling the home and getting my share, what I basically did was I used that equity to buy, it's kind of like I paid for a lease, the rental on the home. So I'm allowed to stay in my current home until the end of, I've got to move out the 30th of December 2020. So I've got 2018, 2019, and I got 3 more years in my current home. At which time then I can renegotiate a new rental arrangement, or I can move out if it's available. If it's not available, I'll have to just move out. So with that in mind, I've been having a bit of a look around. I've been looking around, and one thing I find that really refreshing is to see other people who have similar housing type problems. Poverty porn! Enter poverty porn. These are documentaries about people who are doing it really tough. And there's an Australian one. There's an Australian one called Struggle Street. And this series, they're focusing on one of my favorite places, Inala. Inala is the place I go to have my my Vietnamese meals, my meal deal, the meal deal. So I gotta tell you, I'm really enjoying this series. It's the SBS Struggle Street. They did one in Mount Druitt in Sydney. This one is in Victoria and Queensland. Struggle Street on SBS. And I've been talking to the old man about the reality of life, and I'm looking at some low-cost housing. So let's go and let's have a bit of a chat to the old man and see if he's got any ideas. Yeah, no, the reason I'm asking whether you like watching that sort of television is that I quite like that too. It's actually called poverty porn.
Is it? Yeah.
That's what it's called, poverty porn. Right?
That's what you might.
Your poverty porn, where poverty porn is.
Yeah.
People like to see how these people live. And if in Australia, they've got a new series on TV.
Are they?
Yeah, it's just fascinating. It's called Struggle Street.
Is it? Yeah.
Struggle Street.
No, I do like watching that. Really.
And
because
it's absolutely amazing.
It's interesting to see, you know, what's caused their problem and why. I saw one with these ladies, and some of them had been doing very well, and then they just think, oh right.
No, that was Dateline. That was a different thing. No, the poverty. This is pretty amazing
Struggle
stuff.
Street, is it?
Oh, you'd love it.
What channel is it on?
It's on SBS.
Is it?
It's amazing. Like, you got people there, right?
Mm.
This is how bad it is. They're living in a fucking garage.
Yeah.
Right?
That's yeah. Go on.
It tells you the whole story, what's gone wrong in their life. It's amazing.
What time's that on? Do you know?
I'll show you. Struggle Street. It's amazing.
Yeah,
They had it. They did it. This is the second series.
I must write that down.
This is the second series.
So I can watch it on YouTube, can I?
Well, you can. I'll show you. You can watch it on SBS. Has got On Demand. It's called.
Yeah.
Struggle Street. They had. They did it in Mount Druitt.
Melbourne.
Last time,
Yeah.
that's in Sydney.
Oh, is it?
50
Yeah.
kilometres from the CBD.
Yeah.
That's a vicious, nasty place. It's just fucking... People are so low, cockroaches. You've never seen cockroaches so low. And Britain, England's got a lot of TV like that too. You watch that English TV or not?
On TV, yeah.
No, well they got Britain on benefits.
Are they?
These people who live on the dole.
I must write these down.
Yeah, it's just fantastic. Hours of watching it. And the best thing about this poverty porn is because it makes you realise how bad their life is, it makes you feel better about yourself.
Yeah.
It's a really good thing, that, you know?
I was thinking I should upgrade my standard accommodation here, but now I realise that maybe this is all right compared to theirs.
See, that's the other thing. Maybe what you need to do is to appreciate your life more.
Let me get a pen, a pencil.
What is that?
Write down.
You want to write that down?
Yeah.
You
So
really want?
I want to look at it, yeah. Struggle seat and Britain on benefits. I'll look at that.
It's amazing stuff. You just
Because
love
you can
it.
just go and sit on the
It's amazing.
TV,
You've
can't
never
you?
seen
Yeah.
people so fucking poor in your life. You know, they're really desperados. Do you get YouTube on your TV or not? No.
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 I get on the computer.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's pretty amazing stuff. You like that sort of genre?
Well, I like to see what's the alternatives available. I mean, what are they doing? What, you know? See, there, you sort of get into a rut, and you really can't see how well, as you say, how well you are off compared to them, or you can't see a way out until you see them, and then you see, well, what they're doing, and you think, shit, well, if they can survive at that level, well, I'm sort of so much better off, and I really shouldn't be complaining.
No, that's true. That's true. That's very... Actually, you can see some of these people, you know how you just said 3 people could live in housing. There's actually... The reason why I brought that up was...
Yeah.
I want you to have a look at this guy there, how he lives, and you tell me what you think of him as a tenant.
Oh, he's bad as he is a tenant.
Well, I'm not judgmental.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
have
yeah.
a look and you tell me what you think of his house, how he lives.
He's renting.
Yes. Yes, he's had a few problems. He's had some substance abuse, and he's had...
Oh, we'll find a nice nice lady in that environment.
Oh, you have a look at these
Drag her
people.
out. You wouldn't.
You'll see what they look like.
Hose them out, clean them
No,
up.
but they've had serious drug problems. They don't look like normal people. I'm serious. They don't. I'm not being rude. They honestly, these people have had some.
Maybe you should go, but it's hard to get into filming those people, isn't it?
Yeah, they can attack you. You know?
Yeah.
You know, it's very hard there. But I don't know. You know, it's very expensive. Life is very tough. Life is tough there. You've got to realise you've got to be grateful for what you've got, don't you?
Mm.
You know, are you grateful?
Yeah, I am grateful for what I got. You know, everybody would aspire better, but then some people would aspire to my level.
Mm-hmm.
And they think, well, if I only had, you know, we all say, if we only had another 100,000, we only had another 50,000, if we only had a house paid off or something, well, you know, when you've got that, you don't realise how lucky you are, and I realise that because I look at people who are, who've just got a very basic house, and I've got a better than basic house.
Mm.
You've got people who's a basic car, and I've got some nice cars, and you got people with basic money.
Yeah.
You know, and so, yeah.
But I mean, life's been hard for you too. I mean, if you had money, you could send the kids to private schools and things like that. That's a.
Well, if you've
got one income coming in, it's bloody hard, isn't it? It's very tough to do that.
I think
you can't travel or do anything.
Yeah.
What can you do?
I think like life, you got a wife, it's a partnership, but it's hard to get sometimes the two on the same channel, on the same path, because if they've got a different agenda, and sometimes you've got enough provided you live life a certain way. But if you start, like for instance, if gamble a lot, or drink too much, or substance abuse, or just give money away to charities, to kids, to yeah, you can do a lot of silly things, and then all of a sudden you're in the pool, and when you turn around for that same charity from somewhere else, it's not there.
No, that's right.
And then you think, shit, what have I done? And that's too late then. You know, I know people who signed over their signed over their properties to the kids, and the kids then kick them out.
Yeah.
And then where do they go? They got no rights then. Once you let your guard down and signed over your house to somebody who's going to just well, it doesn't matter what they do. You think, oh yeah, well I'm old now, I don't need it, so I'll sign over the house and I'll keep living there. But they'll say, hey, listen, it's too big for you. We've got a little flat down the road for you, $50, you know, and shift out. And you say, oh no, I don't want to. Well, you say, we're telling you, you got to go. It's not your house.
That's right. It's very
and the
nice.
churches do that too. There's a guy that, you know, we know that he had 3 houses, so he gave it all to the church because God would look after him. And then he lost his job, so he went back and said to the church, look, I gave you 3 houses, can you give me 1 back, because and they just said, fuck off. That's what they said.
He's stupid enough to give 3 away to them.
Well, people are mentally sick, aren't they? People are silly. People are you know, vulnerable. That they get taken, you know, by people like that. And why don't they? Who's there to chase the churches for that type of abuse?
But I mean,
if I went there to the Catholic Church across the road there and said, look, I'm going to give you this. You've got a debt there. I'm giving you my house. That'll help you clear the debt. They'd take it, wouldn't they? Oh, thank you. They put in the pulpit. This guy is a great guy. He gave all his.
you make him get your name on the wall.
Yeah, and then you say, oh look, I'm a bit into hard times. Is there anywhere I could go? And they'd say, well, we'll give you St. Vincent de Paul. They might give you a $50 voucher each week. You think, well, but I gave you $1 million. Oh well, it's gone. You know, we're helping other no-hopers like you. The priest has bought a new car, and you know.
You can't blame them for taking that money back, can you?
No, it just, you know, the right and wrong in this world. There's no right and wrong. You got to look after yourself. You got. I think that you have to really look after yourself. My parents, you know, they were pretty poor. Nobody came and gave them money. Right, the only person that did, I'll tell you the most generous person who gives them money, that's the government.
Sure.
Because you're out of work, yeah, they make you fill in all these forms and ask you questions, but they say, you're out of work, here's your money, right? They try and find you a job if it's possible. You get to pension age, they give you money. If you were like in the old days, you get to pension age, and do you think the church would give you big money? The churches, actually, I read somewhere that up to about 1920 or something, the churches were actually Centrelink. You didn't get pensions and stuff. So the churches, you got, yeah, that's the one who gave you money. And you can imagine that how much they give you. Yeah, and knowing what priests do. I mean, I know there's a lot of good priests, but there's also those priests are the ones that are good. I've seen those priests who are good. They live in poverty. All the church gives them, after all that work and, you know, sacrifice supposedly, is $100 a week. That's their church stipend, and then they get Centrelink pension. So you get Centrelink will give them $25,000 a year because they've got no house. These guys, no house. They've never had a house, have they? So they get $25,000 for that. They might get the rental assistance. So they get $30,000 from the government and $5,000 from the church. They got $35,000 a year to live on. No woman. Like, you know, sometimes the 2 priests get together, and you know, you wonder why there's 2 priests getting together. I just don't know how they live. There's probably they can live in monastery, but then the monasteries 1 in 14 are pedophiles, aren't they? The Royal Commission said 1 in 40
I mean, the
priests
thing
are
is,
pedophiles.
it's
What do you do?
it's a hard life there. You've got to choose your own life, don't you?
You got to look out. You got to get off your ass and look after yourself. Yeah, it's I think there's a big lesson there for people. That life, you got to look after yourself because nobody's going to look after you, and you got to sit down and think and say to yourself, "Hey, look, I'm going to get old or more feeble or whatever. What have I got? What am I going to fall back on? Who's, and if you don't, you just just sit there in all bamboozled. You get to the stage where you have a crisis and you're rooted.
That's right.
You got nothing, and yeah, you get some. As I said, the most generous benefactor or giver of money is the government, and they try to make it fair. They try to, yes, they got limited resources, but they give you a reasonable amount, which hopefully you can live on some sort of a way. The government gives you, they don't say, oh, you don't go to church, we won't give you any money, or you're a homosexual, or you're a lesbian, or you're in the wrong racial group. Do that. You fill in, you get your money. Very generous and very fair in a sense. Was when you're relying on private handouts, you go to a Catholic thing, they say, oh, listen, you're living with a woman, you're not married, out. In fact, that's the controversy now with this same-sex marriage problem. The churches have got certain beliefs, and as the Prime Minister said, there's in Australia and all countries, there's things that break church laws, and yet they're not illegal, aren't they?
Sure, that's right.
What would you say? What one of those things would?
Well, everything's like that. I mean, you could say adultery, things.
Well,
like
that's what
that.
he said. He said adultery is not favoured, not frowned upon by churches. Well, the churches say that you go to hell.
Sure.
And yet it's not illegal. Well, why isn't it illegal then? And then churches say you can't have affairs.
Well, it's illegal in some places. They have Sharia law.
Yeah, it is.
Sharia
right.
law
yeah,
comes
right.
out,
yeah.
and they cane you.
Yeah, well, they put you to death, don't they?
They stone you.
And then, like in some, so church law, well, homosexuality is another one. Church law is against that. I think all churches, probably I'd say. And yet, now it's legal. It's accepted. So church law and government law conflicts. And I suppose we're lucky here that just imagine every person who had an affair gets put to death. Yeah. There'd be nobody left in Australia.
Nobody left there. That's it.
Or if you went to a brothel or something, that'd be wrong. Had
that's
sex.
Right. Well, that's another thing. There's all these
those more and yet and the priests that do all these, they'd all be put to death. They'd be tortured and put on a crucifix.
Yeah, no, it's a very vicious thing there.
So life is strange. Actually, it's pretty bad out there, isn't it? It's raining.
Oh, that's okay.
Hi guys, ArchieLuxury channel, Paul Pluta channel. Guys, I want to talk to you. It's very important that you guys subscribe, like, and tell your friends about this channel. We're trying to boost the Paul Pluta and the ArchieLuxury channel, and we can't do it without your support. We need your support. It really, really would help. The other thing is, guys, we can't survive on Google Ads alone. Google Ads is very, very, it's hard to survive, guys. So look, paid reviews on the Paul Pluta channel. We do paid reviews. These paid reviews keep me full-time on YouTube. Also, you could sponsor me on Patreon. Patreon lets you pay a small amount of money every month. It's kind of like a tithing, except that it helps creators stay full-time. You sponsor me on Patreon for as little as $1 a month. I'll send you secret pre-release videos. I'll send you secret Patreon-only videos. Plus, I'll send you links to other videos that other people have made that I thought were really good. So, if you really want to keep me full-time on YouTube, consider sponsoring me on Patreon. The other thing is, guys, if you want to send me a donation, these are greatly appreciated. They're greatly appreciated. I earn a couple of bucks per 1,000 views, which is hardly anything, considering I'm in a niche topic. Guys, if you really get benefit out of this channel, consider sending a few bucks. It's something that keeps creators like me full-time on YouTube. Now, guys, let's get on with the show! Showtime!
Okay.